topic. How's 2018 been for black people? Black people, are you watching? Are you holding up okay?
Botham John, the 26-year-old, was shot last week by off-duty police officer Amber Guyger.
So don't ask if your dreams are crazy. Ask if they're crazy enough.
Nike essentially hijacked this issue.
There was a deliberate and intentional disinvestment and, I think, destruction of the administration of elections in the state of Georgia.
I am replacing my words of concession with an uncompromised and unapologetic call that we count every single vote.
Witnesses say Jamel Roberson, the bouncer on duty, was allegedly trying to apprehend a suspect when an officer opened fire, killing him.
We're here to ask for your help so that we can rebuild the North Star.
Let's discuss. I mean, in my opinion, I think that 2018 has been an okay year for some social justice movements, or at least it seems like some people are starting to understand the gravity of being racist in 2018 and acting upon that racism. I mean, look at Barbeque Betty and what was the other white lady that was upset? Permit Patty.
She calling the police on an 8-year-old little girl. You can hide all you want. Yeah, and illegally storing water without a permit.
Okay, like these are national.
That's a
memes.
fire name.
People are getting national recognition for being racist, which is not good for their own jobs in future. Has this been a better year for black people than 2017 even was?
I don't know. For me personally, sure, but for other people, I don't know. I've never asked.
Never asked a black man, hey, how you doing this year, bro? Like, you surviving? I mean, what do you think? Like, do you feel like Permit Patty, you think that these memes are...
I mean, I'm just glad it's all being caught on tape and that white people are being held accountable. Like, calling the police for just a barbecue or selling water is just wild.
I heard people were boycotting her company too. Like, people like found her on LinkedIn and were sending her mail. And were in, tell me why her company does cannabis for dogs. She sells drugs. She sells drugs and she's mad at this little girl selling water.
Same shit, it's a different day, dog.
I just think that's crazy.
I can't say if it's better or worse. It's just
same shit, just a different day.
But I mean, there was Roseanne too.
It's just expensive. Racism is expensive.
No, racism for white people.
It's expensive. It costs them their jobs now.
Oh, it costs them. You mean the individuals? I mean, grand scheme. That's it's beneficial to
or a PR nightmare, and you just don't want to deal with it. They don't really give a fuck.
I mean,
every white person that's going viral this year has lost their job.
Good.
Every single one.
But like I said, they don't really give a fuck about what you really should be caring about. Hopefully they do. I want to be positive. But for the most part, they're doing this out of their own selfish needs that they stay quiet, or the people who speak up are just kind of like, you're stupid. Why'd you even say that at all? Like,
they regret it once they lose their job.
Yeah, but they regret it because they lost their job.
Yeah, exactly.
Not because of what they said. No, there's a big difference.
Yeah, I understand that. Well, I'm not debating that. They're all the rebuttal is always the same.
Mm-hmm. Well, let me ask you: do you think that all of this, and I'll quote what the right is saying about this right now, which is that these social justice warriors is what they've coined us. Anybody who basically reacts to any sort of like viral racist sensation is now a social justice warrior. Do you feel like all that attention is warranted, or do you feel like people just need to wake up in the morning and know what they can be mad about that day?
I'll deflect when I'm answer that.
I think we need a leader. All these like social justice, social media movements, it's good in the time, but it really doesn't make
it's not
too
organized.
much of an impact.
It's not
we need
like
too many cooks in the kitchen. Is that what it is, kind of?
We don't have like a modern MLK.
We need a 1960s.
I mean, what happened to Barack?
He's not a leader.
Barack on vacation.
He's not MLK. He's not even in MLK's
He's tired of doing that bullshit. I don't blame him though.
We need a Carmichael. We need a X. We need somebody.
There's no one like that.
What about Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez?
She's a new senator that looks more like us and younger.
Yeah, it can't be somebody in.
Yeah. Like, you gotta remember, MLK wasn't a politician. He
But
may have been later on in life had he been living, but no.
That's true.
We don't have that modern person.
So we're saying we need somebody to die.
No.
Somebody got to die for the cause.
No. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying we don't have, because you gotta look at it this way. To be like one of those leaders, you have to be really selfless, and in the aspect of you have to really give up everything to
People want to give up their family.
and people got families and shit like that to take care of.
Like, you know, a perfect example is like everything that's going on with the NFL over the past couple of years. If the NFL players, like, it's mostly black, if they really wanted to make a change, they could do that, because the owners are gonna have to, like, there's no product without them. But at the end of the day, they're like, you know, I got my own family, I gotta do this, I gotta make it. They have money, and I understand that, but like, you're right. We're not as selfish as we need to be. Like, if everyone united together and did that, you can make a real change, but people aren't willing to make that type of sacrifice.
They've been saying for years black people should, you know, band their money together and boycott industries.
If you get 1 million black people, like in a city like Atlanta, to one Jordan release, instead of buying the full 180, taking half of that money and starting a bank account, you can move $100 million into a black bank. That money then turns into mortgages, turns into small business loans, turns into other things that help the community in a different way.
Thing about black people, like, I feel like we don't invest in our own kind. Like, the Jewish have their own shit.
Look at
Japanese, any other race has their own business. And we feel like investing in black is a risk. Like, investing in I'm just losing my money. So we don't trust our own people.
No, you're right. And I feel like segregation separated whites from blacks. Once that was gone, segregation moved in within the black community. We segregated ourselves.
Yeah.
Simple as that. I don't know how to fix it, but that's the problem.
That's crazy. Well, one other person who I think is, like, the reason why I think that social justice warriorship is gaining traction and speed is because, like, look at Roseanne Barr.
Muslim Brotherhood and Planet of the Apes had a baby equals VJ. The VJ referred to is Valerie Jarrett. Almost no one thought it was funny. Within hours, ABC pulled the plug on the show.
She made her degrading comments towards Valerie Jarrett, and very swiftly her show was canceled. So, I mean, it's got to be working better now than it used to, right?
What do we get out of a show getting canceled?
Nothing.
What the fuck is that?
Justice? What does justice do to someone getting shot in the street?
Personally, I'm not really a fan of somebody losing their job, but I get the circumstances of what she did.
Like, Roseanne can't find another job.
Yeah.
Like, she ain't got money.
So, I mean,
at the end of the day,
how do y'all really feel at the end of the day?
At the end of the day, I feel like, well, you know, you need social justice warriors to be out here fighting for the cause. In 2018, it feels like we're getting a lot more of that. I appreciate y'all. Keep up the good work. Keep protesting. Keep fighting the good fight. Make your voice heard. One battle at a time.
You confirm?
We need a leader.
And vote in the primaries.
You confirm?
And the midterms.
I don't have an answer to that.
All right, well.
And the election.
That's
the
how
real
we have
one.
it.
It's the Holiday Roundtable. See you next week.